Menstruation does not stop for pandemic, and that's why we are making this product easily available to girls and women in the formal settlement of Kibera. I'm the founder and director of SUPERB community-based organization. SUPERB is an acronym, and it's in line with our objective, whereby we are creating a safe space for women and girls in underserved communities to be persistent, empowered, resilient, and bold. SUPERB, we reach out to girls and young women in the informal settlement of Kibera, and we equip them with relevant information on sexual and reproductive health and rights, leadership development, and socioeconomic activity. Our direct beneficiaries consist of 70 adolescent and teenage girls. We have 15 elderly women in the program, and also 15 teenage mothers who benefit directly in the program. SUPERB, we've been able to engage into several activities whereby we usually conduct safe spaces sessions and reach out to adolescent girls, equip them with information on SRH, menstrual health, and leadership. Since COVID hit Kenya, we've not been able to meet in our safe spaces sessions where the girls used to come and share their experiences and challenges that they face in life. But ever since the government came up with directives of no mass gathering, we stopped the safe spaces sessions, and that really affected us because we were not able to meet our objective. And also because our girls and women, we are not meeting with them in our safe spaces session, what we are doing is to reaching out to them directly, that is door-to-door campaign, whereby we go and give them sanitary towels, because at this time it is really hard for girls to access sanitary towels, where their only hope was at school. And now, since schools are closed indefinitely because of COVID-19, this makes them more vulnerable to so many issues in life. And to curb all the challenges that women and girls are facing, we do door-to-door campaign whereby we distribute menstrual products and also equip them with comprehensive knowledge and information on menstrual health management.
In school, we were receiving sanitary towels for free, but now when the pandemic has started, I can't afford buying the sanitary towels from the shop. Usually my mother or my friends gives me, but now it's somewhat complicated. But now my mother don't have the money to buy me sanitary towels.
Now that schools were indefinitely closed, we encourage the girls to come in and take some books, because we have books here. They can come and take books, and also for those who can stay in the office, we have a space whereby it can only accommodate one person for now because of social distancing. So we usually have like 1 or 2 girls who come in the office to collect books, to go and study at home, and then they return the books for some other girls to come and also read. We have story books, we have vocational books, we have also formal books for the Kenyan system. We've been able to issue out sanitary towels and liquid multipurpose soap for hand washing for free, so as to curb the spread of coronavirus.
Kwa saizi ile kitu na nikimu kimaisha kidogo ni mradi yetu ya SUPERB. Tunatengeneza sabuni, tukiuza tunauza 30 bob, lakini 10 bob kila mwanachama anachukua, anajisaidia nayo.
Home is no longer a safe space for women and girls in the informal settlement of Kibera. With staying at home, it exposes women and girls to sexual and gender-based violence, whereby you'll find that maybe a woman approaches the husband to provide food, and the husband is an industrial worker, whereby he usually go on a daily basis to earn a living. And since COVID-19, they have stopped so many employees from working. So them living from hand to mouth, this makes them more vulnerable, because when they come at home with nothing to put on the table, it brings about gender-based violence. And gender-based violence, it's not only a physical thing, but also emotional and psychological. So when SUPERB is coming on board, we are trying to do a crowdfunding whereby we'll support these women and girls in terms of reducing the chances of gender-based violence in their household through providing food, as all these sexual and gender-based violence are being stimulated by economic constraints and also financial instability at this particular time. So we are trying really hard to minimize the sexual and gender-based violence amongst household by providing food and non-food items to women and girls.
Kwa majina naitwa Wada Musa, niko na 45 years, mimi ni mkaaji wa Kibera DC. Nimeolewa, niko na watoto 5. Tangu hii korona yanze, maisha yangu yamebadilika sana pamoja na baba ya watoto wangu. Alikuwa akifanya kazi kwa restaurant, lakini vile serikali tangaza mgonjwa number 1, kwao walifunga tu hiyo siku, akakaa nyumbani mpaka saa hizi. Mimi nilikuwa nikifanya biashara kidogo kidogo ya viazi nikisukuma nayo maisha, lakini imekuwa ngumu kwa saa hizi. Kwa saa hizi bado hatujalipa hii nyumba yetu. Hii nyumba ni ya rental. Hatujalipa for 3 months saa hizi. Ako nyumbani. Mimi viazi yangu bado imesimama kidogo sababu ya situation, pia saa hizi watu hawana pesa. Sasa vile tunajisaidia saa hii kwa nyumba ni tu kubambanya tu kidogo kidogo. Kuna relatives zangu wananisaidia tu kidogo kidogo hapo hivyo.
I understand that the government passed a policy on menstrual health management whereby sanitary towels should be facilitated to enrolled school girls. But now, since the school is closed indefinitely, what mechanisms is the government using to ensure that girls and women in the informal settlement have access to menstrual products? Because if this issue is not addressed now, it will cause so many issues and eventually cause underdevelopment, both politically, economically, and socially. And in terms of education, I'd like to urge the CS, because bearing in mind we have girls who come from the informal settlement. These girls cannot afford laptops, they cannot afford decoders. Some even don't have, they do not have radio. So what are you doing to ensure that these girls and also boys who come from the informal settlement can access learning materials? Because as for our organization, we can only accommodate only one for now, because we have small library in the office. We can only accommodate one. So what strategies and mechanisms are you using to ensure that people, or rather pupils in the informal settlement, can access learning materials so that they can be on the same level as those who access Zoom classes and also read online and stuff like that? We have kids who come from rich families. They can afford online learning, but bearing in mind that we have pupils who come from the informal settlement, they cannot afford to buy bundles, not only even putting food on the table. So how can they afford to buy data bundles when just putting food on the table is really hard? So what I'd like to ask both the national government and CS Magoha to ensure is that they need to have mechanisms and strategize on how they will reach out to grassroots level and see on how these young girls and young boys can access learning materials, and also how they can incorporate us grassroots organization in ensuring that all these needs are being addressed safely and with adhering to the government directives.
Mobile Journalism Africa. Our stories are best told by us.